What's going on, everybody? It's me, your official gearhead, here with a brand new for you Tech Tip Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about brakes. That's right, brakes, things that everybody has probably done if they're any type of gearhead like myself. But there's one thing that I see commonly done wrong that I'm going to show you today to avoid. And that, my friends, is the brake pad / caliper slide. These things, they come with every brake pads mostly, unless you get really, really cheap ones. The problem with these is people do not clean underneath of them, which results in these inflating higher than they need to be and having a poor brake pad fitment. Now, a lot of times people think, oh, these pads suck, these pads don't fit, yada, 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 these slides are junk. Not always the case. I always get AutoZone brand parts. Have never had a problem doing it the way I'm going to show you today. So what I'm talking about is the brake pad itself. A lot of times people have to grind these down or make them fit better because they don't fit in that slide properly. And the reason for that, and actually this one's a good example, is because that part of the slide has actually swollen up. So the first thing you're going to do, the very first thing you're going to do, is make sure you have the right ones. Okay. They are side centric, so this side's obviously not the right one, but you want to make sure you have the right ones first. And in this case, we do. Perfect. Throw it to the side, take a screwdriver, pop this bad boy out, and get rid of it. Now what you're going to see underneath is all of this. That is rust buildup. And actually this one's not too bad, but the other side was a lot worse. So what you want to do is there's two ways you could do this. The first is the very manual way. Get a wire brush, make sure it's a steel, not a brass. They have big ones, they have small ones, or you can get yourself a drill and a wire wheel. Probably the easiest, but I like to use a combination of both. So what you're gonna do, get in there and just do work. Now, wear safety glasses. I'm not, don't be like me. You want to get in here until everything that you can possibly flake off is gone. 2 hands is the best. When you're all done with that, grab a wire brush, and again, you can get the rest of it off doing it that way. You want to get as much flake off as possible, even down in here, where it's not necessarily going to touch. If you can't get there with a brush, use a screwdriver, and you can always scrape that off too. Just get all that flaked off rust gone, because that's going to hinder how this fits. When you are done with that, I always like to put a dab of grease on the metal because it gives just a little bit of protection that it doesn't build up so quickly. You're going to get rust in there, it's going to get water. I just put a little bit on both sides, smear it in so it's a little bit easier for the next guy. When that's complete, grab your proper slide. These should push on by hand without having to pound them on. So these should just push right on. Oops, that one's off. Should be able to push those right on just like that. You shouldn't have to pound them with a hammer. You shouldn't have to really pry on them. They should push right on. And that's going to make sure that you have a properly lubricated, cleaned, and functioning and fitting brake pad and brake pad slide. Till next time, I'm your official gearhead.